Alright, how you doing today? My name's Josh Halterman, and I've been asked to take a few minutes out of my day to show you a little bit about the soups that we make at Roscoe's. Everything we make here is made from scratch, especially our soups. We take a lot of pride in the extra time, the extra work it takes, but we always get a better product that way. So today I'm going to be making a loaded baked potato soup, and we're going to start with a basic vegetable base, which I'm going to use with onions, carrots, and celery. And then once we do that, we're going to puree that and use some half and half. Salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of bacon, and some baked potatoes that I made earlier today along with butter, and chicken stock, which we will blend together and make into a fantastic soup. Alright, so from there, I guess I'll get this started and then we can kind of... So it's important when you're making a soup to avoid that Campbell's soup type of flavor, just make everything with basic bases. So as I said before, we're going to use carrots, celery, and onions, and basically saute these down, and then add our chicken stock and boil that out and puree that to get a nice vegetable base, which will be used for the soup. This way, as I said before, you get a home-style flavor with it, which is much preferred by customers and us alike. Okay. Look at this. So to start the process, we'll cook these down until they're soft and not brown, about 10 minutes or so, and then from there we will begin making the base for our soup. Go ahead. Okay. So here we've got our onion, celery, and carrots, which we're going to saute down for about 5 to 10 minutes until they're soft but not quite browned. And then from here, we'll add our chicken stock, which will serve as our base for the potato soup later.
Wow, what a clean kitchen. Sparkly.
Salt, pepper, and garlic can go in pretty early. Make sure that you have a nice, strong flavor in the soup later on. Alright, so now we have to wait a couple of minutes, but once that's done.
Okay.
Alright, so now that our vegetables have had a chance to saute and they are nice and soft but not quite brown, we're going to add some flour to this to thicken it up. This will give us a much heartier soup, and here at Roscoe's we pride ourselves on having heartier soups that could satisfy a meal or as an appetizer to a meal. So we're going to add some flour and cook this for about a minute to a minute and a half. And once that's complete, we'll add the stock and simmer it for about a half an hour. That way we can have ourselves a nice vegetable stock that will serve as the base for this soup, which will be both filling and very tasty. Okay, so the last step before we actually finish the soup with the main ingredients is we will add a few quarts of chicken stock. And this mixture will now sit and simmer for about a half an hour before it's ready to be pureed. May take a lot of extra time, but it's the extra love that really matters when it comes to soup. Alright, so...
Okay, we're started.
Okay. So now that our vegetables have had a chance to simmer for about a half an hour, they should be ready to finish up this stock. So we're going to hand blend this now. Get our vegetable stock, which will be used in our final soup. If you're interested in making homemade soups, it's really important to have one of these hand blenders. It makes the soup a lot more, a lot thicker, a lot heartier, and just generally a much, much better soup. So for our last step, we're going to add our cream to the soup. And we're going to add our potato and bacon. And then we'll give this another 15 to 20 minutes of simmering to allow the potatoes and other things to kind of thicken up the soup. And then we should have the finished product, which we'll show you here in just a minute when that's complete.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah. Rolling.
Okay. So now that our soup's complete, we're going to finish it off by serving it in a bowl and garnishing it with some parsley and some cheddar cheese. Complete the loaded baked potato soup. And there you have it. Just one of the many homemade soups that we produce at Roscoe's on a daily basis. This is our very popular loaded baked potato